Okay, good morning students. Let's start our new discussion regarding the chapter 10th class chemistry syllabus. Here today we are going to discuss right now metals and non-metals only. Okay, today's session I'm going to discuss about the properties of metals and non-metals and chemical properties and physical properties. What is a metal, what is non-metal, where it's coming from, why we need to classify them. We are going to discuss in detail only. Before I'm going to start my discussion regarding the metals and non-metals, first we have to know that in our daily life we come across the various types of the metals and non-metals only. First point I will say, oxygen is very essential to sustain the life in the earth. So oxygen is essential for respiration only. Similar way, you just consider some metals very play metabolism process like that. Sodium and potassium maintaining the cellular water equilibrium constant, and also metals, zinc is active as cellulose. Okay, now because of lack of some zinc, is the insulin production will decrease only. So many metals are neurological function. Sodium is then attacked as a conversion of the neurotransmitter information only. So like not only like that, many metals, many non-metals. You know very well our bones are made up of calcium only. Clear? So what happens? Most of the metals and non-metals play a very crucial role in our daily life. So today we are going to discuss about all these elements, properties in detail. So before I'm going to discuss about the metals and non-metal chapters, we have the previous knowledge discussion only. Previously in your chapter we discuss about the is it matter around us pure? Is it matter around us is pure? So first of all I give small basic idea. What is mean matter? Anything which occupies space, it has mass and volume is called matter. So just consider I'm taking just take one glass filled with water and just one place a fill with the water or top the brim and just place one pen. What happened there? Some water will be spill out from the glass. It clearly indicates the pen has the volume and mass only. Clear? Not only pen, many materials, whatever see the materials are there considered as a matter only. Even the air also matter, water also matter, liquid also matter only. So this matter has been classified into types: pure substances, mixture only. Impure substances. Pure substances means any kind of matter only made up of one kind of material. Either the molecule, look at this molecule, water molecule. Okay, no, here oxygen, 2 hydrogens are there, here single atom is. So if any matter is made up of only one kind of the particles or molecules, then it's considered under the category of the pure substances. Clear? So in these pure substances, further classified into the elements and compounds. Elements are the pure state of matter which cannot be further divided into simple substances. Suppose imagine this is one atom. Can you make into 2 half atoms? It's not possible. One atom is considered as one element only. But look at this compound is the combination of 2 or more atoms. Suppose just imagine this is water molecule. Here red color part is nothing but hydrogen. Here blue color part nothing but oxygen. So what happens there? It's combination of 2 or more atoms is compound. Compounds can be converted into elements, but element also can be converted into compounds by the chemical method. Clear? So regarding this chemical composition already studied in our 9th standard, let's have discussion about the elements only. Clear? So remember one point I want very clearly: elements cannot further divide into simple substances, but compounds can be further divided into simple substances. By electrolysis process, I can convert water into the hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. Clear? So regarding mixture, homogeneous mixture, heterogeneous mixtures is not included in our syllabus. Let's go for details only. Let's students, the first one is, remember, element is it is a pure substances which cannot be split into 2 or more simple substances. So it is called element only. Look at it is a pure substances which cannot be split into 2 or more simple substances. Means here this element cannot be made in small pieces. That's called as an element only. Next one is the elements has been classified based on their physical properties and chemical properties. First classification of element was given by the Lavoisier. Scientist name is Lavoisier. He is also called as the father of modern chemistry. What he has given, he has classified element into the metals and non-metals only. He never discuss about metallites. He discuss about the metals and non-metals only. Okay, metals means you know very well the general metal properties. You know very well. You consider gold, silver, copper, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. What are the elements? You know, most of them are metals only. In our periodic table, 80% is metal. You want to see here, look at here, look at the metals are the blue color only. Look at this, most are the metals on here. These are non-metals are yellow color. Look at the non-metals are yellow color only. Metallites are the, look at the green color only. You can see very clearly metals and non-metals are separated by the metallites. So these metallites having the properties like metals and non-metals. Okay, these are also called metals only. Later we will discuss about what is the transition material, transition material, representative element, everything we will discuss later on. So this one is metal. Generally consider the metals are malleable. Malleable means making into sheet. Malleable means making into sheet. Gold is the best malleable metal. Ductile, drawn into the wires. Silver is the best ductile metals only. By using a 1 gram of silver, you can draw the 1 meter wire only. Generally, they act as good conductor of the heat and electricity. Because generally silver is best conductor. Okay, consider the copper, gold and silver. Copper, gold and silver is the metals are there, they are best conductor of the electricity. Metalloids are there. What is minimum metalloids means here? These elements are there, they never category under the metals. They cannot category under the non-metals. They have the 50% character metallic properties, 50% non-metallic properties. So these elements are included separately in the periodic table. Okay, now you can see that separately means by the invention of color only, not separately. In the invention of color only, you can see here. So some elements, show some properties of metals and some properties of non-metals. This is called metallites only. Silicon, boron, arsenic. These elements are there, germanium. All these elements are act as metallites only. Do you know very well? Silicons are used in the electrical chips only. Computer chips are there, Just in general, boron also they will be making some sharpening items only. Arsenic is a poisonous substances, so we are not handling arsenic much more. Let's have discussion regarding non-metals only. Non-metals are non-malleable. Non-malleable means we cannot make into sheet. Non-ductile, we cannot make into the wires only. Bad conductor of the heat and electricity. Because generally, example, sugar and oxygen is considered non-metals only. Remember one point I will say very clearly, metal, non. Look at what difference means and which are opposite. Metals and non-metals are opposite in their properties only. Only few elements have some similar properties will be there. We'll discuss in detail. This is, students, is the modern period table. In this modern period table, you find the 118 elements are there. In that 118 elements are there, 80% is the metals only. Rest of 20% is non-metals and metallites will come. You can see very clearly these are metallites only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 metallites are there. Clear? So consider the remaining, these are all your non-metals only will come here. Clear? Non-metals only. Remember 1.7 point I will say here, these elements are metals only. Metals are more reactive, so we cannot find them. Clear? So students said that when you go for the next chapter, periodic classification, they mention very clearly regarding the here what they call is called S block elements, alkali metals, alkali earth metals, transition metals, inner transition metals, representative elements, P block elements. We will discuss in detail in the next chapter. First we will go for the basic properties of the general properties of the or physical properties of the non-metals only. First find the physical properties of non-metals. Metals are solid at room temperature. When I want to mention this point is then just students look at your surroundings. You can see the grills or gate or car or any vehicle is made up of the iron. Clear? Iron and some other metals combination only. It means they are solid state only. If you go for kitchen items, they are all made up of solids only. Clear? What happens is consider that generally metals are solid at room temperature. One point remember, students say that all metals are not solid at room temperature. Some metals, most of the metals are solid at room temperature, except mercury. Mercury is one of the metal which is available in the liquid state. Clear? Next one is metals are hard in nature. Generally metals are hard in nature. It means here, suppose just imagine here you are making the iron gates. Why you be preferring iron gates? It will be strong only. Okay, no. So similar way here, just consider if you just consider titanium. Titanium is very strongest metal. Very strongest metal is there, titanium only. Okay. Just consider the except lithium, potassium, sodium. Lithium, potassium, sodium is considered as soft metals only. Why they call soft metals means no, by these metals, by using small knife, you can make it small pieces. These kind of we will make pieces. I will also take iron or tungsten. I will make small pieces. Not possible. These elements are considered soft metals. These are soft metals. Exception will be there. Next, metals have lustrous. Metals have shiny surface area. Generally, just imagine you consider if you any persons wear the gold jewelry, it will always glitter. It will shines. That property is called lustrous. General metals have lustrous properties. Generally, I am saying most of the metals have lustrous properties. Metals are malleable. What is malleable means, I said very clearly, can be beaten into sheet. We can beat into sheet. One point remember here, if you have any doubts regarding this one is, just imagine if you go for any sweet shop and you purchase any items are there, no? There you will find very clearly one silver coating wrapping will be there. What wrapping they will ask silver. Why there is no silver protect from the gems? That's the reason why they will use silver coating. So silver is expensive, no sir. How they are using means they are highly malleable. If you take 1 gram of silver, you will make big sheet. That big small piece on they will place that. Metals are ductile, drawn into the wires. So you can have some doubts. How when you drawn into the wires means you just consider electric wires containing of some metal. They are made into wires only. One point remember, by using up the 1 gram of the silver, you can make the 1 meter of thin wire. Metals have high melting point, boiling point, except is gallium and cesium. Gallium is the instrument. Remember, students, the gallium have low melting point. Gallium melts on palm. When you place it in your hand, gallium starts melting. Initially, gallium is solid state only. When you place it on hand, starts melting on it. Caesium also. General caesium is more reactive. So we are not handling directly. The metals have high boiling point except gallium and mercury. Generally, metals are high boiling point. Boiling point means nothing but if any metals are solid state, the particles collect together. When heated, the particles move space. That's another melting point only. Then consider here mercury and gallium they have low melting point. Mercury is the below room temperature is liquid state. Gallium at room temperature is liquid state only. Metals are a good conductor of heat and electricity only. Among one point is then you can see, go for the kitchen, you can see the most of the things are made up of metals only. Why they are using the metals means just consider they are good conductor of the heat and electricity. Generally best conductors are silver and copper is best conductors. Poor conductors are lead and mercury. This is very important. I said very clearly metals are good conductor means all metals are not good conductor. Lead is a very pure conductor and mercury is pure conductor only. Poor conductor only. That's the reason why mercury is used in the thermometers. Metals are good conductor of the electricity. Best conductor is silver and copper. I said very clear, electricity nothing but a flow of electrons only. All metals contain electrons. By external electrons are passing, the electrons will be flow easily. Metals are sonorous. Metals are produce proper sound when hit with a hard object. If you want to hear the sound is there, just take one coin and place it down. We can see the click sound will come. Similarly, take one pen and place here. That sound is different. So it clearly indicates the metals have proper sound. And also you can go for a temple. They use some bells are there. The bells are made up of the metals only. So next one is then physical properties of non-metals only. General non-metals, look at here the physical properties of non-metals. Non-metals are maybe solid, liquid or gases. And all physical state non-metals will be exist only. General solids are carbon, silver, phosphorus. These general, not only this one, many is there, but I'm discussing boron also will be there. Boron is non-metal only. So carbon, sulfur and phosphorus is there. They are available in the solid state only. Liquid is there, no liquid only one metal, non-metal is bromine is a liquid non-metal, brown color. Okay, brown color, bromine is somewhat poisonous only. Next one is gases like oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, noble gas elements are there, no? They comes under category of the gases only. General properties of non-metals are there, no? Non-metals are soft, except diamond, which is the hardest natural substance. Clear? So remember, non-metals generally soft only. We can make in small pieces. Okay. Generally, non-metals do not have lustrous surface area. Remember, you just consider most of non-metal doesn't have any shiny surface area, except is there coal and iodine. Iodine crystals having shiny surface area. Iodine crystals having shiny surface area. Non-metals are non-malleable. We cannot draw into the wires except here carbon fibers. Except carbon fibers. Here carbon fibers are there, no? Generally carbon fibers we can make into the except carbon fibers we can draw into the wires also. Make into sheet also. Generally metals are non-ductile. Non-ductile, remember this one point also. Then carbon fibers are there, they are ductile. They can draw into the wires also. This also they can be drawn into the wires only. Okay, students, remember here also this one is regarding the here except non-ductiles, carbon fibers only. Non-metals which are solid and liquid have low melting point, boiling point. General non-metals are which appear in the, even though they are solid and liquids are there, no, their melting point is low. One point, remember students, a lot of students they have doubt is the why solids melting point is more. For non-metals is general metals melting point is more. Non-metals melting point is less, means you know very well gold melting point is nearly 2000 Kelvin silicon. Clear? So sodium, generally sodium chloride is salt. I'm taking no sodium chloride salt. If you take salt, you take here sodium, and its melting point nearly 1000 Kelvin silicon. Why? Because I'm here that the molecular force of attraction between the non-metals are very weak. That's why they have the low melting point, boiling point. Non-metals which are solid and liquid have low melting point and boiling point. Non-metals which are solid and liquid have low boiling points. Generally their boiling points also less than. Clear? General gases are then the low boiling point only. Later liquids are low boiling point. Later solids are low boiling point. Non-metals are bad conductor of the heat and electricity. Exception is graphite. Exception is graphite only. General metals are bad conductor of electricity. Generally, most non-metals they cannot conduct heat. Sorry, here they cannot conduct heat. Non-metals are bad conductor of electricity. Electricity exception is graphite. Okay, clear? Non-metals are not sonorous. They cannot produce proper sound. But iodine, if you take now iodine, some click sound will come. If you take iodine, some click sound will come. Okay. Okay. Next one is to answer the. Next important concept is the chemical properties of metals. One point I want to say very clearly: metals are electropositive. Electropositive means they readily donate electron. They readily donate electron means they are not available in free state. They are more reactive. So more reactive elements are they are not available in free state. They are always available in form of the combined state only. Either oxides, sulfides, nitrides, whatever may be is there. Let's have the chemical properties of the metals only. Reaction with oxygen. You know very well here the oxygen can combine with all elements in the periodic table. Okay. So that's the reason why by based on oxygen only periodic table elements also classified. Clear? Based on valence only. Look at the next one is then here metals react with oxygen to form oxides only. When copper is heated, it's combustion. Combustion is the burning process only, with oxygen to form a copper oxide only. Okay, copper oxide. Look at here, just consider it very clear. Copper react with oxygen, copper valency 2, oxygen valency 2. That's why copper oxide. Clear. Next, aluminum generally heated, it can do combustion with oxygen to form a aluminum oxide. Aluminum also react with oxygen to form aluminum oxide. Aluminum oxide having amphoteric nature. Amphoteric nature means it have behave like a both acid and base, and also it react with the both acid and salt, produces corresponding salts. Clear? So some metal oxides are basic oxide because they react with the water to produce bases only. Suppose look at the sodium react with oxygen, they form a sodium oxide, Na2O. Sodium valence is 1 only, oxygen valence is 2. So what happens? Sodium oxide when it dissolves in the water, they form a sodium hydroxide. Soluble sodium oxide, metal oxides, what you call alkali. Soluble metal oxides called alkali only. Potassium also reacts with oxygen, they form a potassium oxide. The potassium oxide also react with water, they produce potassium hydroxide, which is soluble in the water. So from this idea, I'm saying very clearly, metal oxide, alkali metals, alkali earth metals. What is alkali metals? Alkali earth metals means, look at this one is lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium called alkali metals. Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium is called alkali metals. These metal oxides are more soluble in the water. They are more soluble in the water. They produce basic solution. That basic solution change its color in the acidic medium and basic medium. Clear? So that's the reason why you are using the indicators to identify that one is. So some of the metal oxide which shows acidic behavior and basic properties, they are called as the amphoteric oxides only. I mentioned very clearly on no. So some metals, they will exhibit metal oxides are generally considered the chromium oxide acidic nature. Chromium oxide. So students, when up to discuss your previous knowledge, you got idea metal oxides are acidic nature, basic nature. But in 10th standard, you have to remember some metal oxides are acidic nature, some metal oxides are basic nature, some metal oxides are amphoteric nature. Amphoteric nature example is aluminum oxide, zinc oxide. Remember one example, you get very important. They'll ask many times in examination. In amphoteric oxide, how can we confirm is aluminum oxide react with the hydrochloric acid. Okay, it produces of the 3 water molecules, 2 AlCl3. Remember students, if you have any doubts regarding to how to balance this one, is there no? First write Al2O3 plus water, HCl, hydrochloric acid wrote. Oxygen valence is 2. How many oxygen atoms are there? 3 will be there. So what will be 3 will be there? Hydrogens must be 6 will come. Okay, 6 will come. Or else you mention is there no aluminum chloride, AlCl3. AlCl3. How many aluminums are there? 2 is there. To mention 2 AlCl3. How many chlorines are there? 6 is there. That's a 6 HCl. Clear? Just consider that if you take the aluminum oxide basic nature, they form a sodium meta-aluminate. Sodium meta-aluminate. This is one salt. NaAlO2. Remember one point is, just imagine here aluminum valence is 3. Sodium valence is 1. Total valence positive charge is 4. Oxygen valence is -2. -2 oxygen atoms are the -4. So +4 and -4 they form a salt. Don't forget to mention the clear formula. Okay. Once again I am saying here very clearly, aluminum is amphoteric nature. It will give react with the acid and salts. Bases they produce salts, corresponding salts only. So if any metal oxide they are forming salt with both acid and bases, then it's called amphoteric substances. Amphoteric. They cannot called as a acid. They cannot called as a base. They have the both properties of the metals and non-metals. That's called amphoteric substances.